What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Force here with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today's game is going to be between Liquid TaeJa and I Am Seed. This is a Terran versus Protoss matchup, TaeJa versus Seed. And actually, as you can see here, Seed playing on the account I Am Protoss, but don't let that confuse you. This is I Am's Seed. And of course, I know as I say that, at some point in this game, I will be confused and I will call him I Am Protoss, but at least he's a Protoss player, so it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Alright guys, let's start off the match with some player information, beginning down over here in the lower left-hand spawn position of Atlantis spaceship. Here is our red Terran player, Liquid TaeJa. TaeJa took first place at the ESV TV Korean Weekly Season 3 Grand Prix 2 on July 29th. And then on August 4th, took first place again at the ASUS ROG Summer 2012 event. His opponent over here in the upper right-hand spawn position is our blue Protoss player, I Am Seed. Seed took second place at the Team Liquid Star League 4 Korean Qualifier number 1 on June 14th, and then on July 27th, took first place at the 2012 Global StarCraft 2 League Season 3 event. All of this information coming right over from Team Liquid's Liquipedia. You can get that information and more over at teamliquid.net. Alright, let's hop right into the game. Seed now scouting out with his probe scout after placing down his gateway. We'll be making it right on over to TaeJa's base. Now this map does only have 2 spawn locations, so Seed knows exactly where TaeJa is. And speaking of TaeJa, let's take a look over here. Check out this. Very early refinery here from TaeJa means that he is going to have enough gas to come out the factory as soon as this barracks does finish. So right after this barracks finishes, we'll be seeing a factory likely come into production. Probe scout now moving in to try to do a bit of harass. He encounters a SCV that pulled off from the line and trying to protect that building SCV a little bit. Probe's going to now move back into the SCV line, trying to do a bit of damage. He's going to take some damage himself though and ends up losing his scouting probe. Very unfortunate there for Seed. And just as the probe dies, TaeJa places down that factory and starts coming out with that first Marine. Now, Seed did scout that out, so he knows about the early refinery. And with that, he knows to expect an early factory and possibly an early starport as well. So these are things he is, of course, going to want to pay attention to. And look at that, both of these actually rallied right. Where are they rallied? They rallied just to the center here? Where are they rallied? I saw them. Oh, I'm clicking on the Marine. Of course I can't tell where the damn buildings are rallied if I'm clicking on the Marine. Looks like they're rallied right to the natural expansion here of Seed. So Seed is going to be dealing with some early game pressure, starting out with this first Marine. And TaeJa, now what is he going to be doing next? There is the swap with that reactor. And we're going to be seeing some double Hellion action here from TaeJa. Now, TaeJa doesn't have enough gas at the moment. He has actually pulled off of mining that Vespene. You can see only one SCV on the refinery at the moment, as he will be coming out with a command center down over here at his natural. A Marine trying to stop that scouting probe, not able to get it though, as it just barely sneaks past. That is going to force these Hellions likely to try to hunt it down unless TaeJa wants to give away the fact that he's expanded already. We've got that probe scout now moving down and going to be trying to circumvent the center there by that Xel'Naga and just go the complete roundabout way here. 2 Hellions going to be splitting up here. Very nice for TaeJa, as with this, should be able to stop this probe scout from moving in. Now he's just chilling there for a moment. We're going to have this Hellion patrolling in this position, and the other Hellion will be grabbing this tower here. Very, very nice. Hellion's actually starting to mobilize a bit. Let's see if he finds the probe. Oh, he's so close. There it is. Goodbye, probe. 2 shots. Hellion takes it out, and TaeJa has yet to be scouted at his natural. So Seed doesn't quite know about that yet. Now he is moving out. Check out that. Very, very quick robo here, allowing him to come out with that observer, and he moves out with that immediately. So he'll be getting a full scout of everything that TaeJa is doing over here. TaeJa now with a second refinery, both of them up and running, fully saturated. Transition into Marine tank, which will be scouted out here by Seed. There it is. Spots the tank, knows Marines are coming out of that reactor barracks. The Seed knows exactly now what TaeJa has. Has he scouted out this expansion? Oh, takes out the observer. He has scouted out the expansion, so he knows about that. We've got a couple of Stalkers moving towards the center of the map. At the very least, they'll be able to grab that tower. Hellions won't do much against that. Hellions spot. The Stalkers need to pull back. Very close to losing that one Hellion, just barely sneaks away with it. One of them peeling off, and he's probably going to be moving in to scout the natural expansion here of Seed, which is now just coming out with the Nexus. Back over here for TaeJa, we'll be relying on his Marine tanks as some early game defense. Going to see at least one supply depot, maybe even two, to try to defend against any possible pressure that Seed may be coming out with. Now, the Hellion of TaeJa was able to get a scout over here of Seed's expansion. And actually, here comes some harass right now in the form of a Warp Prism drop with an Immortal and 2 Sentries. Could also, of course, see some Warp-ins here. We've got 2 Warp Gates with which he could do. Twilight Count's also coming out, and another Gateway in production. Now, here we go. Seed now opening up with some Warp Prism drop harass here at the 8-minute mark in game. Let's see how effective this is. So here we go. Sentries. Now with a couple force fields, trying to take out a few of those SCVs. At the same time, we got a big red blob in the form of an army for TaeJa moving across the map. Take a look right over here. Marines and tanks making their way across. Now we do have siege tech in play too, so that's going to be a pretty strong push. We'll see how Seed is able to defend it. In the meantime, continuing to try to do some damage. Forced to lift off now, the Marines plus that sieged up tank. Enough of a threat there for Seed to push back. We still got this impending push coming out. And any more observers? We just spot that one right there. So this is another observer moving out. Drop harass is going to continue here for Seed. Look how quickly those Immortals can take out those depots. Ouch, that hurts. At the same time though, take a look at this. Tanks now sieging up and Marines pushing forward. Already had one Stalker loss. He's going to leapfrog those tanks. Yes, he is. And this is going to force Seed back there with his Warp Prism. Likely dropping the Immortal right on that tank line. That'll really really hurt this really hurt this push here from TaeJa, so he's got to be careful. If he can stop this, that'd be great for him. Gonna spot that Warp Prism moving back. Marines move down, try to take it out, get a lot of shots off, but not enough. And the tanks still shelling out on this expansion. Seed ready to push though, moves forward, gets down the one tank, and then here comes the Warp Prism from the back, and that's gonna do it for this push. Seed effectively takes care of it, and that's all she wrote. All right, let's take a look at the resources lost. I want to see where both these players coming out in that little exchange there. Let's take a look here. Looks like TaeJa is slightly behind, 1,600 as opposed to the 1,100 resources lost there for Seed. TaeJa continuing to come out here with these Marines and tanks. He is going to stick with his composition. Of course, now we've got a starport in play with a reactor, so we should be seeing those double medevacs coming through now. Warp Prism moving across the map. Seed does appear to be prepared for another Warp Prism harass. Now we do have a Viking over here, a little bit out of position at the moment though. Forces the cancel, gets a few shots off. Viking gonna try to catch up here and get that killing blow, and he's gonna do it. A couple of shots, Warp Prism. Yeah, he's gonna try to cut the angle there and cut it off, stop it from heading back home. And Seed is just gonna move in this direction. At the same time, we've got another base coming out over here for Seed, taking his third. Viking actually pulling back in the opposite direction, so the Warp Prism will be okay here. Let's take a look at what Seed is doing in terms of production here. We have got some High Templar coming through, a Dark Shrine in play, and we're going to have some DT action. Now that could just be for some Archons, but I don't know. I mean, he's got that Warp Prism, so DT drop harass is certainly a possibility. Here comes a drop for TaeJa. Preparing now a full medevac of Marines. Will be dropping right in the main. Let's see if Seed is prepared. Do these Marines have stim? No, they do not. Really going to cut back on the effectiveness of this drop. The feedback doing a bunch of damage to that medevac, almost allowing those stalkers to take it out. That was very close there. TaeJa just barely getting away with his life. Back at home, TaeJa finally coming out with that stim pack upgrade. Also now transitioning into some Marauders, a few more barracks coming out, and a third orbital finished very shortly. Likely will be landing that right over here once that is complete. Unless he decides to, that'd be weird. He shouldn't go over here. Should definitely take this expansion. Look at how few mineral patches there are over here. Very small expansion. Not as good as this one over here. A lot heftier mining can take place in that position. All right, I'm taking a look at the vision. We got to keep out for that possible DT harass that could come at any time now. Get a couple High Templar loaded up there into that War Prism. Seed moving down to his third to prepare to defend it. A little bit of a force over here in the form of a small bio ball for TaeJa. Actually, we'll be moving towards that third base position. And there's the War Prism again. Still nothing doing for that, though. There's that drop from before heading back home. Probably will be repairing that medevac before he heads back out. And actually 2 more medevacs prepared to push now again towards that main. Pretty interesting. So here we go. Small push moving on over here. Not enough to deal with the large force that Seed has at the moment, though. So it's going to force him back. And another drop coming over here. And drops galore this game, I tell ya. My gosh. Look at that little scouting supply depot spot. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, here we go. High Templar storming the hell out of that SCV line. Killing off a total of 11 workers this game. And TaeJa still sitting over here. I mean, Seed's got to be careful. He's got this drop now coming to his main. He does have that one cannon, which is going to help him keep that at bay a little bit, but not quite enough. And we still, of course, have this War Prism chilling out back here. So here's the drop now. Tanks setting up shop as well. Big storm, though, doing lots of damage to the bio. That's going to make him hard to support these tanks anymore. Make it difficult for him to support those tanks any longer. Is that what I was trying to say? I think so. Lots of Zealots streaming down. That'll mop that up. That is more than enough there. At the same time, bio over here gets taken out as well. Apparently without doing much damage. So ineffective, really. Let's see if he got many worker kills and all of that. Nope, only got now a total of 3 worker kills here for TaeJa. So pretty ineffective. He lost some of his bio over here. That drop pretty much did nothing. I think he just gets away with the 1 medevac too. Yeah, I must have lost one there. Little landing factory to delay a possible expansion here for Seed. Seed now transitioning as well into... Is there some DT over there? Is that what that was? Seed transition into some Colossus. Oh, this War Prism going to get taken out here. Finally, this War Prism that has been so annoying for TaeJa. It's taken out. There you go, TaeJa. Congratulations, sir. I'm sure you're thrilled. TaeJa moving across the map here with his bio. Lots of medevacs now in play, making even that small force of Marines and Marauders quite a bit more effective. Now, we do have the 3-3 upgrades coming through right now for our buddy TaeJa. Also, cloak research there for the Ghost. And you can see 4 Ghost in production. We're seeing lots of Ghost here very shortly. I still haven't seen any use of DT. I don't know what it is. There's a storm on a lot of the bio. Caught a bit out of position. Seed scouting all of that out there with his observer. That definitely hurt TaeJa. TaeJa's taking some blows here. Let's take a look at the resources lost. You can see how far behind TaeJa is right now in the resources lost. It's a good 2,000 resources behind right now at about 19 minutes game time. Seed taking his 4th, transferring down some workers to get that saturated. We have a scouting Marine over here. That'll be taken out by a little roaming pack of Zealots. And are we going to see any more drops or anything here? No, nothing yet going on from Seed. We do have a big drop planned here from TaeJa, though. He's moving out with 5 medevacs filled with units. One of them's empty, but still healing purposes. Zealots get taken care of over here by some of TaeJa's bio. And again, here comes the push. All right, drop now in the main. Oh boy, loses 1 medevac, but still had some forces in it. The rest of them managed to land them all. And again, be able to take care of these Zealots without much of an issue. There's some DT in the mix, though. So finally coming into play here, DT. Proved to be a little bit of a headache, and that is enough, says TaeJa. He pulls back. We cannot hold. Small little engagement coming over here. We also have a couple of Zealots moving on into this position. And a DT starting to plan that DT harass now. As Seed also moves across the map. Wow, look at that. 5 Colossus in play. Here comes an engagement now, center of the map. Bio turns to engage Seed's forces. Lots of cloaked Ghosts landing some EMPs. Also got a few snipes off there as well. And he is going to completely chase this down. Seed forced to Get a bunch of force fields there to keep him up. Look at how many ghosts there are over there. My gosh. My gosh, indeed. DT over here, only with 1 kill so far. Hasn't done too much. This pylon's going to get taken out. And DT finally gets taken care of. And I think now that TaeJa knows that DT are coming in play, that he should probably be getting a couple turrets. Yeah, there's a turret right over here. There's a turret right over there as well. So that's going to help him deal with any possible DT harass. There's a turret right there. That is adequate. Big bio push now moving across the map. Seed's not responding with anything at the moment. He does have a DT over here though. No kills on him though. Lots of ghosts. Look at those snipes go through. Bunch of EMPs as well, really weakening up Seed's forces here. Bio needs to be really careful to engage in spots like this though, and that is likely why TaeJa decided to pull back there. Doesn't want to get caught there. Lots of splash damage. If it gets any storms on his head, then it's going to hurt pretty bad, so.
Base is under attack.
Looks like we had another drop over here that got taken care of. And Seed moving out with a few zealots over into this position. Be taking out this supply depot. Another engagement. In the center of the map. Vikings lead the way. Just barely avoid that storm there. Snipe on the High Templar. Ouch, that hurts. Seed forced to cancel the center expansion. There's the DT trying to do some damage. 5 kills. 6 kills total for that DT. It's exactly the type of stuff that we were waiting for. Expect that to continue to happen. There we go, DT moving in either direction. One towards this base, and the other one gonna harass right over here. Stop those building command centers there. That's so annoying for TaeJa to deal with. Actually pulling back with his entire army because of this DT harass. Again, how frustrating. DT over here, 9 kills. My gosh. Seed racking up these kills here with this DT harass. Now 35 worker kills so far this game here for Seed.
Let's have a blast.
Yes, let's. Why don't we? Seed finally finishing off his upgrades. He is now at 3-2 with 3-3 just about complete. No shield upgrades coming through for him. We do, of course, have TaeJa at 3-3 for his ground forces. Looks like his Vikings just have the weapons of a 1 upgrade. Doesn't appear to be progressing any further beyond that. This assimilator is a goner. Goodbye. And Seed now ready to engage, while also harassing with some DT again. I'm really surprised, to be honest, that TaeJa's not leaving some bio here at these expansions. After he continuously deals with this DT harass and takes more and more worker losses. 45 workers killed now. Killing off a command center over here, and might be getting that one as well. At the same time, large engagement going down over here at the 3rd base position for Seed. Looks like Seed is just going to forfeit it. Cannot take on the might of the Terran bio. That expansion is done. It's donezo, as they say. DT, though, still going nuts. 20 kills for that bad boy. Holy crap. That is ridiculous. 20 kills for this DT. What a baller. He is an executor. Oh. Yeah, he's an executor. I was like, is that executor? Wait. Huh? Alright, TaeJa harassing this expansion over here as well. Forcing all of Seed's forces over into this position. Just a small drop. Just going to lift that up. Goes forward with the Vikings. Try to get a couple shots off on this Colossus. No additional drops taking place at the moment here for TaeJa. Just continuing to harass this expansion with the DT. With their incredible effectiveness. Couple snipes. TaeJa continues to try to harass this Expo. Bio doesn't have any vision of the high ground anymore, so finally pulling back. There we go. I can't believe this down here. I cannot believe this one Dark Templar did so much damage that it's just boggles the mind. It really does. The 2 DT over here looks like they have gotten taken care of. 2 more Zealots and a Dark Templar now moving out. to scan. With that, we'll finish it off. Here comes the push. This is something that Seed needs to try to defend. Is he even going to bother? No, he says, hey, I'm too far out of position by the time I get there. This Nexus is a goner. And there it is. It is a goner. So Seed taking some losses of his own after losing this base, lost this one as well. Of course, we did see Seed take out this and the building command centers over here, but it looks like TaeJa now just lifting off another orbital, the one that was his main base, and now moving that down into this center expansion position. Both players pretty much at supply cap or near. 199 here for TaeJa, 191 for Seed. Let's take a look at the income for both these players. Looks like Seed does have a slight advantage right now. Big advantage in gas, slight advantage in minerals. More harass coming down over here. At the same time, Seed was dealing with a small little bioforce in this position. Let's see a couple of guys get lifted up over here. TaeJa gonna have to deal with that expansion again. Continues to harass over here with just a small force. And some more DT harass taking place. Unbelievable. This consistent DT harass from Seed. Really unreal. Big bio push. Forced to cancel over here. No question about that. Few Zealots and DT moving out again. The income right now for TaeJa is pretty awful. He doesn't really have a lot going on in terms of income. This is pretty much his only real mining base at the moment, so gonna want to do some damage here with this push. Here it is. There's the cloak. Goes forward with his bio. Ghost pulling all the way back. Some massive EMPs. They're all cloaked too, so. And all the bio moving up into the main now. Holy crap. All those ghosts get demolished. Ouch. That really sucks for TaeJa. A lot of them had a bunch of energy left too, but not doing much at all. And I've still got all this bio over here, just decimating the main base. Isn't gonna be enough though. Big storm. Doing a lot of damage, but still there was enough medevacs to heal him up. And oh, lost so much. He's got loses the 2 medevacs as they try to pull away. We got a cloaked ghost over here, but that's not gonna do damage for much longer. Still have a Dark Templar over here. 23 kills. TaeJa just lost his entire army, and he says, you know what, that is it, GG, and leaves the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this game between Seed and TaeJa. As we saw, Seed was able to come out victorious. That hurt so much. He lost all those ghosts without pretty much doing anything with them. Absolutely terrible. Great game, though, between these two players. Nice back and forth. Saw a bit of drop harass. All that DT harass was incredibly effective. And unfortunately for TaeJa, not able to properly defend against that, took just significant economic loss. And even with all the damage he did in the main, he had no army and no income after this engagement, so that was that. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this game here between Seed and TaeJa. Stay tuned in the future for more StarCraft 2 commentary and gaming content right here on the channel. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always guys, keep watching and keep owning.